First, the introduction of internal combustion engine. There are basic principle, purpose and type of internal combustion engines. They are about fuels, alternative and application about internal combustion engines. There are adaptation, history and importance of internal combustion engines. Secondly, the introduction of hybrid electric vehicle. Lastly, introduction of battery electric vehicle.
Internal combustion engine often criticized by its environmental impact. It indeed raised a concern about air pollution. One of the conflicts is the internal combustion engine create air pollution in two ways. First one by releasing a primary pollutant directly into the atmosphere, and the second one by create a secondary pollution through chemical reaction with the element in the atmosphere. From that, it will threatening to the environment and causing a global warming. Looking at the electric vehicle, it also raises a conflict with the cycle impact of the batteries disposal and the recycling process.
Assalamualaikum. So now I'm going to talk about the factors that contribute to the conflict, where it is about the difference between those three types of car based on the carbon emission. The two factor is the difference and the movement. The first factor is movement. No need for car if we don't even need to go anywhere, but sadly we can. Our ancestors used to move to find food and stuff, but for us now we move because of work and money. Next factor is the difference between them. For electric car, while it is indeed produce zero emission, the process making the battery is not that environmental friendly, and it's quite the same when recharging those batteries. For hybrid, although it carry both flaws as its combination of electric and combustion, its effect is not as bad as you think because the optimization it offers. So now when we compare those two with traditional car, the effect does not really that difference, and this is the main cause of the conflict.
I will explain about internal combustion engines. Okay, so the first one, we go to the first factor, which is in terms of ethics. Okay, it comes from our own decision to choose this type of engine as our main vehicle for daily life. So the next one, in terms of safety itself, because higher usage of this type of vehicles could lead to the safety of consumers itself and also the pedestrian. So the next one is about health. Okay, as we know, these engines is actually release more pollutants because the uses of this type of engines is more higher. And as we know, this engine is actually release nitrogen oxides, particulate matters and also volatile organic compounds. And the next one is about community. So it actually could lead to noise pollutions because this kind of engine actually quite noisy and it could affect the quality of life and also the well-being of this community. The last one for this part is actually environment. Okay, so it could affect our environment actually because the excessive use of these engines actually may contribute to climate changes.
Hybrid electric vehicles. For ethics, the production of hybrid vehicles battery involve the extraction of rare metal which can contribute to environmental degradation and human rights abuse in mining areas. For health, HEV's internal combustion engines also add to air pollution, which make laws reducing emission and lowering related health risks necessary. For environment, HEVs generally produce lower greenhouse gas emission and air pollutant compared to traditional internal combustion engine vehicle. This can lead to improved air quality and reduce contribution to climate change. For safety, HEVs using high voltage battery system to power electric motors. Accidental contact with high voltage component can pose a risk of electric shock. Lastly, for community, when operating in electric only mode, would produce less noise compared to traditional vehicles. Next, battery electric vehicle. For ethics, the mining process can result in environmental degradation, exploitation of local communities, and unsafe working conditions for miners. Ensuring responsible sourcing and ethical supply chains practice is crucial. For health, help mitigate climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. For environment, the increasing demand for BEVs may lead to competition and essential resource, potentially exacerbating global inequalities and contributing to resource depletion. For safety, lastly, BEV high voltage battery system to power electric motor. Accident contact with high voltage component can pose a risk of electric shock.
From the problem arises and all the conflict that we are stated before this, I could identify some solutions for all those problems for our each types of vehicles. Alright, so I could say the first one is actually promoting more effective usage on electric vehicles. Okay, so the next one is improvise the efficiency of fuels, which means keep doing an innovation for our fuels itself. And the next one is actually improving public transportation service, not only in the city but outside the city itself. Alright, so the next one is introducing carbon pricing methods. One is diversify battery material sources, explore and invest in alternative sources of battery materials.
Lesson that we can learn from internal combustion engine and electric vehicle is we need to be cautious about unexpected effect and responsible innovation. Next one is the evolving environmental landscape. This teaches us to continuously prioritize the environmental issue as we negotiate with the technology. And the last one is the importance of development instead of remaining. This leads us to work toward the sustainable development.